I got a letter recently from a man. I opened it up. It says, "My name is Charlie Mungo. I am 1 foot tall, and I'm going to shoot you." And I was like, "Oh," muttering under my breath. If you ask me to do a task, I do it every time. But the whole time that I'm doing it, I'll be muttering under my breath. How am I gonna do this fucking shit? No one else gonna do it? I'm fucking sick of this crap, man.
Hey everybody, welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? The Sandler saga resumes as we've got a unique treat for you all. Adam Sandler's new stand-up special. What's it called, Joe?
Adam Sandler, love you.
Another Netflix-produced thing. Adam Sandler in the pockets of big Netflix.
Has been for over 10 years now, right?
Has been for over 10 years, but you know, as much as I dislike a lot of what Netflix does, Adam Sandler's partnership, that's just what I was thinking of. Adam Sandler...
He's like the one good thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it has really allowed for a Sandler renaissance.
Absolutely.
And, like, I'm wondering if, like, is it, like, his career got bad, was that his humor, or was that, like, Hollywood's system sort of changing?
Huh.
Like, did he have to sort of do these sort of lesser comedies because of all the things that needed to be done to be greenlit in the regardless of who you are?
We've never interrogated that, have we?
Yeah, Netflix is like, yeah, just do whatever you want. And once he got to do that, he's made good things again.
Yeah, we didn't really like, we really didn't like The Ridiculous Six, but that was already like...
Yeah, that was made in that old system.
Yeah.
So of course that's terrible.
It's just it's way too high concept.
Yeah, The Do-Over was nice. Wasn't his best Netflix thing, but it was definitely a step up, and I liked it. I watched it and enjoyed it.
More adult fare, too. It was like, I think it was a hard R.
And then his films pretty much got better outside of Murder Mystery 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the stand-up special I thought was interesting as well.
And there's another one you need to watch called 100% Fresh.
Okay, I'll check that out.
That one's good.
You kept, when you were describing this to me, you kept talking about the Safdie guy directing this.
Josh Safdie directed this.
I was like, yeah, but who cares? Right, because it's a comedy special. But the movie actually did take advantage of the visual
chaotic
medium a lot.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, there were like some Andy Kaufman level staged things there. That I could see Safdie having his hand in.
Absolutely.
Since you're doing this in a visual medium, you can kind of get away with it.
Patrick, this is 100% a Safdie brother movie.
Yeah. Like
Safdie brother, not brothers. No Benny on any of the producing credits.
Which one's doing the rock thing?
Benny.
Okay. So they've just
We're going to get a taste of both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of separated for a little while. I hope they continue to go back to each other at some point, but just like the Coens, they're separated right now for a little while, but they're making something new.
Like the Wachowskis.
Well, I think which Wachowski retired? One of the Wachowskis retired. I think Lana's just the one that's making movies now. It's funny that Ethan Coen's actually becoming the more prolific Coen brother, even though he wasn't really a director. It was usually Joel. But yeah, Benny has got the Rock movie coming out. It's The Smashing Machine. I think that comes out next year. And Josh Safdie has made this special, and he's working on another movie with Sandler and Ben Affleck, to be rumored. That's about baseball memorabilia, like lunatics.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I could see them both do that.
Yeah. So this, I just liked all of the backstage shit too to start it off with, like where he's pulling up in the car with the broken windshield.
Well, but all of that's to set up the
chaos,
Kaufman humor that will pop up in the middle of a stand-up thing.
But they also have, like, when he's backstage, like, and there's like so many people talking at once. It just reminds me of the scene in Uncut Gems where they're like, one of the guys comes in, he's like yelling about how he's like, I'm not going to work here anymore for you. You don't pay me enough.
Yeah.
And Sandler's like just being like, it's fucking here. Oh, I'm gonna come. Like it's just all that chaos from like the Safdies bring to their set, and I loved it. And then when he gets on stage, nothing's going right, and you're like, this is like, yeah, some of it like has to be pre-planned, but like it was a lot of fun. Just because he's like,
Yeah.
he's getting pissed off at it. He's like, you're like, but he's like staying calm. He's like, we'll get through this. We'll get through this.
Yeah, but if I'm not watching it, if I'm just there to see an Adam Sandler show,
Yeah.
I think those things happening are real. And like that
Yeah,
is
exactly.
an interesting experience.
Yeah. And it's looks like it's all done in one night because he's wearing the same thing.
Yeah, I bet it is. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think they have to do, other than the downstairs stuff, they don't really have to do takes. Like, it's he rehearses his bits that he does. It's the same thing when he rehearses his monitor being down or the thing falling in the hole or whatever.
He's like fell in the hole.
The dog coming out, the Splenda
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Like, the crowd applauds when that guy comes out, too, so they know it's Adam Sandler's friend. So, like,
Yeah, Schneider.
that takes away, not Schneider, the other
Oh.
guy. The guy with the
other guy.
voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, sorry, it was Splenda. Or whatever.
Jonathan Loughran. He's been in a lot of Sandler movies.
Like, that takes away, you're like, oh, well, this must be a bit, clearly, because
Yeah.
Adam Sandler wouldn't be yelling at his pal, you know?
I didn't understand the Schneider bit though.
That was confusing to me, too.
I was like, do they just need to fill time?
Yeah, like, I'm confused what the joke is here.
Yeah.
It might just be like a show off, like, just like Sandler giving his friend, like, because Rob Schneider actually did a very good job singing as Elvis. Like, it did sound like him, and it sounded
Yeah.
good. And I didn't know Rob Schneider could do that, so maybe it's just a way for Sandler to help Schneider kind of expand that part of his career.
Yeah, just as Schneider's been shitting on woke comedy and everything.
Schneider, it was interesting because Schneider did come out recently and say, he's just like, yeah, Sandler checks in with me every week. He checks in with like a good chunk of us. He's just a nice dude. And I go like, I wonder why this randomly has come up. And I go, oh, because this comedy special just came up.
Yeah,
And Schneider got to be in it. So like, okay, this makes sense now, looking back.
keep playing nice.
I mean, Rob Schneider looked legitimately touched at the end when he
Of
was
course.
brought up in the list of things. Like, they're pals. I get it. I don't
Yeah.
know. So I hadn't seen a Sandler stand-up in 20 years, and I haven't seen Sandler do any stand-up from the 90s on. Like, even when I watched his stuff, 20 years ago, it was stuff from the 90s. So has he done a lot of stand-up in the intermittent years, or like, is this him coming back to it, these last two specials?
Yeah, these are his last two specials, and before that, I think he did a comedy album in like 2004.
Okay.
And he might
so-
have toured with that for a little bit, but then
Yeah.
that was it. It's just been movies since then.
So the music seems like it's a lot bigger factor of it. And he also seems to be like telling stories more than jokes.
Yeah, well, his comedy albums were very like it was a skit and then it would be a song. It would be like
Yeah.
two skits and then a song. So it really resembled one of his like early like 90s comedy albums. Like the What the Hell Happened to Them album.
Yeah, it just makes sense that that would be his style of humor when a lot of his career has been sort of writing these movies. So like he does understand story structure and how to plot a joke along within a narrative.
Did you have a favorite story?
Let me think on the stories. I was keeping track of the songs that I liked,
Yeah.
but they all ended up being pretty good. So like it was hard to pick.
The two that are coming to my head right now are the one where he's just like reciting like a typical day, and then he's like, "And I'm clinically depressed."
Yeah. That was the other good thing about Sandler too, was his jokes and songs. Like once he like would get out quick. They weren't
Yeah.
like these. A lot of comedy songs, they kind of like beat it to the ground, or like they do the SNL skit thing where they go on like way too long. Like he gets
Yeah.
to his joke and he's done. Sometimes that means his song is 30 seconds long. That's fine.
That's fine. It's
The
great.
Raisin song, like he was in and out. Like it was just one punchline. He got to it in like 4 lines, and we were done. Like great, like a different performer or an SNL gag that would have gone on for 3 more minutes, and I would have gotten tired of it.
I really like the story about he was at the airport and the guy asked him to hold his
The
suitcase.
genie, the
The
genie one.
genie.
That's a good one too.
The balloon where he's like, I want you the balloon's like ask him to go down on him. And then his wife's like, why is your hair standing up?
And that ends with the sound audio punchline at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
That was pretty good. A smart way to use technology in your bit. But yeah, even when the songs like went on for multiple stanzas, he like switched. It
Yeah.
wasn't like about the same guy. It'd be like, Granny in the yoga pants and then dog in a costume, and like he found a way to keep it fresh even
Yeah,
within the same melody.
Yeah, like a funky tone sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
I guess I liked the muttering Western song. I thought that was very good. And I liked the Halloween song, but I didn't like the music as much. I just liked the camera zooming in on him at the end of every.
Yeah,
and
it's
he
like,
go, oh no! Like it just kind of got me every time.
Yeah.
Even though it was the same gag, this very over the top. Oh no! Like it really sold. The jokes in the song themselves were only like whatever, but then he hit you with that no, and it'd be like, all right, it works. The camera zooming in and going no in your goofy voice, it works. You got me.
It's funny because most of his movies are like PG-13, and he's just cursing up a storm in this. Like it's like his rhythms are like, I would say every like 4 or 5 words he throws in a fuck in there, and I'm like, just jarring at a certain point. So I'm like, wow, he says it a lot. But like I remember his comedy albums, he would always be cursing so much too.
Yeah, it didn't stand out to me too much. That's interesting.
Oh,
Even the type of humor, like he's talking about hand jobs and stuff and eating out of a balloon. So like that obviously wouldn't work in his movies too. Like none of that felt like adult stuff here.
It was just the amount of times he was cursing. It reminded me of Uncut Gems, which was just like.
Well, I guess the most recent Sandler film I saw was Funny People, and he was doing that there too. So maybe it didn't feel so weird to me.
This is so crazy how we just watched Funny People and then this. And it's just like he has a joke in here where it sounds like a joke he took from like George Simmons like stand-up set, like almost exactly. And it's the thing is like his old comedy albums were like he had They're All Gonna Laugh at You, which is just like there's that skit is like there's the mother's like saying, oh, you're gonna play with your cock and balls, and then he's like, no, they're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
And then he'd have there's a skit on What the Hell Happened to Them that's like about a goat that goes on for like 8 minutes, and it's just about a goat like hanging out, getting drunk with some frat guys, but he's getting beat up by his like owner. So it's just like that's his kind of like weird storytelling sense of humor.
No, it worked. It was nice. Mm-hmm. It was different than the usual stand-up formula, so that helped it feel fresh.
Oh yeah.
He kind of switched between song and stand-up and stuff. That worked too. Blacked
out theater because there was like no little monitors on or anything. He just had the guy on his keyboard
piano,
once in a while.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was a nice little special, like 70 minutes long. And then you see his wife at the end and gives a couple of kisses to her. It's so nice to see them still together since Big Daddy.
Yeah, there was another credit in there at the end that was like Happy Madison Executive, and it was like some other random Sandler, and I go, it must be a nice gig. I bet that job is barely a job.
Oh, the other bit I liked was when he was singing the song about his daughter growing up, and then when she's like, but now Daddy asked for beer.
Yeah.
Now you got a DUI. Now you're in my daddy's car seat again.
Yeah.
Now we got a divorce.
Yeah. Then it goes back to the divorce song.
Yep.
Sandler's stand-up works. It worked well.
Yeah. I loved it.
It was nice to see. Yeah, see, Netflix letting Sandler be funny again. That's what I'm saying.
It's nice.
So, but this is what we were talking about in the Ace Ventura thing, right?
Yep.
So, Sandler is making fun of people here, but they're people that society has collectively decided it's okay to make fun of. So, we are okay with making fun of people, right? For as much as people say that they're not. We are okay with it. It's just who are we making fun of?
I feel like he's making fun of himself a lot in his jokes,
well, but
too.
He's like, we're making fun of guys with drones. We're making fun of guys that are too old for the kids that they have. We're making fun of grannies in really tight yoga pants.
Yeah, but none of that stuff is based on their gender or their sexual orientation.
Saying. We're allowed to make fun of them. We are allowed to make fun of people. I think sometimes when people get mad about the woke comedy, they're saying we can't make fun of people anymore.
Yeah.
But I think we are allowed to make fun of it. And it's not even just punching up now. It's just dudes with drones on beaches are kind of creepy. And it's okay to say that. They're creepy.
That is definitely a normal thing to say.
That's okay. So we are allowed to do this, to make fun of people. You've just got to be within the, I don't know, mindset of who's okay now. I don't know. Is Granny in yoga pants okay? That might be on
Absolutely. It's just what she's wearing. It's not based on, like I said, her orientation.
We're making fun of her because she's old and wrinkly. So is it ageist? I don't know.
I don't think we're making fun of her. I think he said she's got a big bottom. That's why she looks like an ice cream cone.
Yeah, but then like he's like, it's not a camel toe, it's something else. So
It's
like,
a walrus.
We're talking about her old wrinkly vagina. Like, is that okay? Does that make the old ladies feel bad about themselves, or are they so old they're like, yeah, you can make fun of that, it's fine.
I think
I'm chill now because I'm old.
I think
Or
it's
like
fine.
old people just aren't watching, so they're not going on social media being like, Adam Sandler said this. Rah.
I don't like that Sandler made fun of my old wrinkly vagina.
Joe, don't say that. We're going to get canceled now. Joe, what have you done? The octogenarian demographic is our biggest.
The non-Nigerian.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that Julia Roberts, she's so sweet.
All the June squibs who listen to our podcast.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, I loved Ride the Whirlwind. It was so... Oh, the Crybaby Killer.
I remember seeing that in 19-dickety-2.
Yes, 19-dickety-2.
Oh.
You're hitting on the old people hard. Blythe Danner's gonna hear this, and she's like, I thought you were an ally, Joe.
Back in my day, frankfurters only cost a nickel.
They wouldn't have called them Frankfurters because they were anti-German then, Joe.
Big Daddy.
They call them America dogs.
America dogs.
America schnitzels.
They kept the schnitzel.
Freedom wieners. Like, that's what you would do.
Oh my god.
Freedom Franks. Boom, we did it.
Wow. Francs.
No.
So yeah, this was good. Everybody should watch it. It's short and sweet and wonderful, and he has a great little comedy tribute to like the history of comedy at the end of it. A nice song.
Yep, starts off with Keaton and Chaplin. Has a good chunk of SNL people in there from throughout the decades. Bob Newhart got to make an appearance.
Oh, it's a nice shout out to Farley.
Yep, Farley and now Norm both get a shout out there.
Yeah, oh, that was so sweet at the end when they're like the Weekend Update thing.
Weekend Update clip with the two of them. Very touching moment there. But Sandler got his friends in there too. Schneider, Spade, Rock.
Chris Rock, yeah. Did he say Kevin James? I don't remember.
Kevin James was in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He got in Barrymore and Aniston as well.
Yeah.
Aniston, funny lady. Drew Barrymore doesn't do a lot of jokes, does she?
Well, she's a strange character right now.
She's just like, I'm gonna be Julia Gulia. Like, is that her only joke in an Adam Sandler
but if she
movie?
like half canceled after her like writer's strike, like, hey, we don't need to do a writer's strike. We could just make my show, please. I need to make money.
I mean, like, do you, Drew? Do you need to make money? Like, were you that hard up?
Yeah.
I guess if you're doing a talk show, you must not have been using your money wisely. I don't know.
I'm sure Sandler can grab her for another movie.
Yeah. Sandler,
when are we getting before mid-morning?
We're running out of times for them to do.
And I mean, it's gotta be like sometime in their 60s, like when they're like, oh, their kids are growing up now. You gotta figure that's coming.
Yeah, what's that comedy gonna be? I don't know. All right, good special. Joe and I both highly recommend it.
Very good.
It was actually directed, which usually isn't the case, so
yeah,
check it out for that as well.
Yeah, Josh Safdie, like Josh Safdie.
Any last looks, Joe?
No, just watch it. Just watch it. Don't think about it, just watch it. Put it on. It's like 70 minutes long.
Why does Sandler do this movie? I mean, that's a good question. I guess not this one, because he's already done one recently, a different stand-up thing. But, like, why is Sandler returning to stand-up after 20 years?
That's a good question. Maybe he just likes it. Maybe he misses it.
Or maybe Netflix is trying to, like, coax him to do it. Or, like, because, like, Eddie Murphy's terrified to do stand-up now. He's so afraid of doing it.
So weird.
Because he just hasn't done it in so long, he doesn't know if he has it. And Sandler was like, yeah, I probably still got it.
He never lost it.
We did see during the pandemic, like, he would make those little music videos in his house that were also, like, mercifully, like, 20 seconds long. Like, he just, like, had a little jingle in his head, thought it was funny, and did a thing. Yeah. So, like, maybe he just had enough of them where he's like, yeah, I guess I can do one.
Yeah.
I'd do another special.
Yeah, the first special, I think it was in 2019.
Yeah.
So this is about 5 years later now.
Oh, wow. I thought it was more recent.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he just likes doing it. I don't know. There is something, theater actors will tell you this too. There's something infectious, or like Bob Newhart when he was on The Big Bang Theory. Like, he wanted to do it in front of an audience. They like the crowd reaction that's live. They feed off it. It kind of helps make you feel good too. It's a way to He did interact with the crowd in this one, right? He got that guy to do the drone song too, and
Yep.
did some dog bits stuff there. Had the crowd were yelling at each other about being too loud at a spot. That might not have been staged.
There was probably maybe 60 to 70 people in there. It looks pretty small.
Very intimate, but very expensive.
Very intimate. Yeah. Can't imagine.
Yeah, it's a $400 ticket or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, when I saw him with the Safdies and Kevin Garnett, tickets were only 10. Sorry, the tickets were free because it was like a special screening. So I got a free screening.
It's a promotional thing though, so I can kind of buy that. Maybe this would be too because you're filming it for a thing.
Yeah.
But I bet that wait list is hard to get on.
Oof.
Well, I'd like to thank Lev Van Rensselaer for minding those audio boards and keeping the sound so slippery smooth. I'd like to thank my co-host Joe Vekeman for stopping by.
No, thank you.
Now I am your host, Patrick Scale. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably with a similar sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
And then I realized I just killed David Spade. Yeah! David! I didn't see you there.
So, I'm in an odd spot, Joe.
Yeah.
Whereas, the Drew Carey Show finally made it to streaming on Plex.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to dig in and let Plex, yes, you did it. You did a good thing. I want to watch this. But also, Disney's being a bumhole. And they're cracking down on the password sharing this month, September of 2024. So I've only got a couple weeks to watch The Simpsons. So I've got to binge through that again just to maximize my Disney Plus value.
How many passwords can you share it with?
I think you're not. I think it's geolocating you. So they're gonna be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And you can't be in Rhode Island and California at the same time. So they're gonna kick me off of Dash's thing. And I have no justification for getting Disney Plus
Simpsons.
other than The Simpsons. Other than the occasional movie we have to watch for this podcast, it's legitimately nothing I want to watch on there.
Yeah, understandable.
So I don't want to pay them. But I guess, do you get Hulu if you get Disney Plus?
No. Let me tell you what their little scam was, because I thought that's what was happening.
Yeah.
And I realized that my Hulu account just got, subsidized into the Disney account, and I was still paying, $18 a month for Hulu on top of my, $140 for the year for Disney. I think that's... Because Disney used to be $5 a month. And then after 1 year into COVID and they started doing all their stupid Marvel series, the price got jacked up to $120. I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing now, huh?
So you got to watch Hulu on Disney if you already had Hulu?
Yes. It just and all your Hulu stuff goes into Disney and there's no interface that's actually usable now.
Well, that's dumb.
Hulu interface isn't terrible, but the Disney one is god-awful.
All right. Well, at least I'll have Drew Carey to edge the hurt of losing The Simpsons.
I still have all my Simpsons DVDs.
Just so convenient to watch 10 minutes here.
I know. Oh, I know. That's why I haven't busted those things out in a while.
But Netflix always caves when they threaten to do password sharing crackdowns. Maybe Disney will too. We'll see. Worst case, they do it, but then maybe they see their streaming numbers drop and they're like, fine, you babies.
Just do it.
But any Plex users out there, go watch the Drew Carey Show. Let them know they made a good choice. But I did. So I was like, I wonder how the music thing is going to go. Well, sometimes they just change the songs. So, there's a good episode that I like where Drew Carey's trying to win a fridge, and he has, a dream sequence where, he does this big Broadway dance number inside of a fridge.
Oh.
They've changed the song, and the song's way worse. And I go, this takes the fun out of it. This feels, it's not even
That's
the right tempo. It doesn't go with the dance number he's doing. It was so annoying.
They couldn't have done one of those fake ones.
I thought the song they used was a song they specifically made for that dance number. It was their own song. It's a Broadway musical number about a fridge. I just couldn't have imagined it being from a real musical. So I thought they made it, and I'm like, you didn't even have the rights to do things that you did yourself?
Huh.
I don't know. I'll keep you updated on the song watch. But they had the theme song. I'm like, all right, well, you have that.
Cleveland rocks.
You could have done what the Married with Children did and give me some low-budget version of it, but you did it, so...
Boom, 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 boom.
All right. We'll do this stand-up thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yes, I
This
was
is very
stupid
fresh.
and didn't take notes, so hopefully my memory is good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I did watch it like 2 days ago, so it should.
I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, okay.